Another day, another building in public. We just continue to raise the bar over here at Grapevine Workplace. And so today I'm going to be showing you what we have just added to Grapevine, which is workflows. And so simply put, you can think of workflows like Zapier or N8N or Make. But the biggest difference here is that you're piecing together what you already have in the system directly, right? So your emails, your calendar, your meetings, your tasks, tables, notes, slides, forms, goals, development, pulse, insights, actions, all that. And you're going to be able to put it in here. So the way that this works is you click create a workflow. It goes into this nice workflow section. Let's take this one out and then let's add this one. So I can say the form is submitted and it's going to say for a specific workspace, for a specific project, a specific team member, a specific contact. I'm just going to keep it at the entire account. And then let's say that the early access form is what we want to be able to track. So when someone submits the form, what do we want to have happen? Let's say that we want the CRM contact created, right? And we're going to keep it for the entire account. And then let's say we want to create a task, because what we want to be able to do is have Zach Wright reach out to this person, right? And so that's what we're going to do. Now, if we wanted to, we can come in here, we can add these, like if they were interested in XYZ, then it would go this direction. If they were interested in ABC, then it would go in this direction, right? And so this is one way that you can do it. We also have templates. So you can see these over here. So like one that I might use is this lead router. So form submitted, branch router. So it's going to go here. You can see what's happening over here. So select field that we would want to, let's say like form name. That's how we would identify it. If it equals LinkedIn, then it's going to be a LinkedIn lead, right? So then it will go over here. If not, then it will go over here as all other outbound or inbound. Then we're going to add them to the CRM that we have. And you can come in here, you can say name, email, whatever it is. Like, let's say that we wanted to bring in source here. And let's say that source goes to, let's just say notes for this one. And so now we have that mapped out. But also, if something fails, we can say stop the workflow. We can say skip and continue. We can say run the fallback. The fallback is going to be sending a notification. So in your notifications, sending an email to you or creating a task or a push notification to your phone, which we're still working on that. I'm trying to get that. Or you can have it automatically attempt for 1 to 3 attempts. You can have it for immediately 1 minute or 5 minutes, right? So there's a lot that you can do there. Then we have if it's added to the CRM, right? So let me move this down. If it's added to the CRM, then once it is, you can say, okay, draft a personalized intro email for this new lead. And let's say that for this, I want to use Stella Cells, which is our AI agent. And then this one says, wait for completion before next step. So we want to wait for that, right? Because once we have that, and if there's another step after, we want to make sure that this goes out there first. Okay, so draft. So this is the goal, draft, boom, boom, boom. All right, so now that's saved. And let's just say that we publish this. So that's one way to go about it. And now if I wanted to run this, I could run it. It's going to go here, but it's not going to work right now because there's not anything that it's connected to, right? Because we didn't have somebody submit a form. Now, the other thing that you can do here is you can go to the AI builder. And so you can type in plain language what type of workflow you would want. And so I'm going to do that in a second. But before I do that, the other thing that you want to do is choose, is this workflow for the entire company? Right? So if it's a CRM and it's going to be working for every single salesperson, you would do it for the company. If you're coming in here and you want to just have a daily report that analyzes everything in your system and then sends you a daily briefing, then you can do that. Like, what should I be doing today? Right? So let's say that this one is just for me. And let's say that the workflow I want to be able to do is, let's say I want to build a workflow for when a form has a new submission, the contact is added to our Grapevine CRM. The contact email is then used to create a personalized email that gets sent automatically. Let's see if that's possible. Once the email is sent, send me a notification that it is done. And then based on the form responses, I want the agent to create a slide deck outlining
how Grapevine Workplace could help them run their agency more efficiently, saving on margins and resource allocation, awareness, and project scope creep alerts. Something like that. And I don't know. Let's see if it works, right? All right. So now what we're doing here, so we described it, it's interpreting what it did. So we have the form submitted. So we still would have to submit the form. So let's do this one. Add to there. So we would come in here, we'd have the name, the full name, we would map it out. So it's got the workflow there. And then you still want to be able to come in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make this a little bit more automated, but it's pretty cool that you're able to, in plain language, create a workflow. And then let's even test it. Let's just see. All right. So we got to check, we got to check, we got to check, boom. All right. So now this is good. And then let's just save as a draft. So now you can see that this is a draft, right? And then once I publish this and somebody submitted a form response, it would automatically run. And if I go back here, I could even say, like, let's go down here to send to my queue. So once this is completed, you can say, this is going to be a summary. And let's say new form submission email drafted. And so what would happen here is I'm just going to leave it like that. And so let's actually publish it. What would happen here is once that runs is one, it's going to show up in here, right? The other is you can find it over here, but then we have my queue, which is our section where the system is working for you, right? So you have your daily briefings already. So every single day, 3 times a day, you're going to get these daily briefings, right? But then the workflow, depending on what the output is, but this is where it says like send to my queue. Then you would get the update and the email would live here, right? So I would be able to see the outcome, and I could even make that workflow automated. I can make it recurring, so on and so forth. But the goal here is to be able to take every single thing that we've had created inside a Grapevine Workplace and give you the ability to set up the elements that you would need. Like, for example, this one is, let's see, this one is just a weekly recap. And so if you come in here, you can see what the AI agent did. You can see where it was sent to. And then if I go to view my queue, that's the one that we were just looking at. You'll be able to go here, and then you can see that this is what was created, right? And so if you approve it, then it goes into the approved list and it's just out of your queue. So you're good. But yeah, we're creating this entire workplace operating system where you're able to do as much as you can think of inside of our platform as an individual, as a team, and as an entire company. So the workflows are still brand new. Like literally, I just created them this week. And so I'm going to continue to test them. They are live inside of the platform, but I'm going to continue to test them and think about what other types of templates that we need to add in here, but also like test them out too. So if you have anything after watching this video and you want to reach out to me, let me know, drop a comment, or just reach out to me on LinkedIn or directly wherever you're watching this. All right, let's continue building in public. Let's continue to create the ultimate workplace operating system for B2B agencies, B2B services. All right, we'll see you in the next Building in Public video.